Hi everyone, so I was recently requested to do a look inspired by the character of Sally in Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now this look is going to be quite a challenge for me because Sally has really big fat eyes and a really tiny face. I have a really big fat face and really tiny eyes, so this is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be quite a challenge, but I'm going to do my best. Now to prepare myself, I've sort of done my base, if you like. I've just basically dabbed some white face paint on my face to give me sort of a pale complexion, and I've just concealed just on my eyebrows just to lighten them. Now Sally's face has quite a bluey grey tint to it, so I'm going to be using my Beauty's Factory palette, and I'm going to be sort of mix and matching some blues and greys basically. So I've got some blues up here, and there's a couple of blues just here, so I'm sort of going to be mixing and matching, if you like. I'm just going to dab very lightly. Venus! Just setting the base using a loose powder. This is matte translucent powder. Now you'll notice that I've left some space around my eyes and around my mouth because these are the areas I'm going to be applying the makeup to, and because it's not so much a heavy look, but it's quite a I'm going to be using quite dark ashy colours. I'm going to have quite a lot of fallout, if you like, so I'm going to probably need to neaten up under there anyway, so that's why I've left them both clear. In fact, I'm just going to take a makeup wipe. I'm just going to remove the blue colour off my lids, because I think I'm going to make my lids really quite white. I'm going to wipe it all the way up to where the socket bone is. Just covering it up with a little bit of concealer. This is just the MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and it's in MW15, which is a shade lighter, 2 shades lighter actually, than what I normally use. But because I'm going to make my eyelids white, it doesn't matter what shade I go. As long as it's lighter than your skin tone, doesn't matter. Now for white eyeshadow, any white eyeshadow will do fine. I'm just going to use, because I've got it out already, I'm just going to use a white shade in my BF palette. So it'll be one of those. Now to sort of accentuate the hollows of the eyes, I'm going to be using my this pencil from Rimmel. It's a soft coal and it's in Stormy Grey. And I'm just going to this is sort of a guide, if you like, because Sally had with her big eyes, she had a really high socket, a really high defined socket. Don't worry, because it's going to get blended, but if you just feel like underneath your eye, if you just sort of bring it downwards, because this will eventually help to create the really big eye effect. Just basically drawn around where your eye socket is, basically. I'm just going to blend it into. Now next up I'm going to be using one of the Sleek makeup palettes, and this one is number 578 and it's in Store. It's got these colours here, and I'm going to be using this shade here. It's like a bluey grey. I'm going to be taking this over where I've drawn my grey line. Because it's quite high up, so I'm going to go above where I've drawn the line, and it's like hopefully create the effect that I've got a higher socket area. So you want to keep to the effect of round hollow eyes if you like, so just try and keep us like an arched motion with your blending. Now for the effect of big eyes, you're going to want a white eye kohl. This is Fascinating by MAC. Now you want to line the waterline first. Then what you want to do is take it further in where I've drawn in my like sort of fake socket line. I'm gonna just take my white pencil make sure you get right up to close to the lash lines to get rid of the just to disguise your lashes like that, and then take the same pencil and just go over the top of on the top lid, just to really sort of accentuate the white. Now taking some black eyeshadow, I'm just going to be using this by Ruby and Millie from Boots, and it's just called Black. And with a Louise Young angle brush, I'm going to very finely just go over, just basically go above where the white is. Now I love the film, but if I'm honest, it has been years since I've seen it. But I remember Sally had sort of lashes, if you like, but I don't know whether they were actually proper lashes or whether they were just, because she was a rag doll, I don't know if whether they were just stitched on. But if they were lashes, and if you are going to wear false lashes, you're going to have to get lashes which are basically out to here, and they are going to annoy the hell out of you. So I'm going to draw, even if they were drawn on in the film or not, I'm just going to draw them on using a felt liner from Bourjois, and it's in Noir. It's number 11. Now where you've drawn in that line, we're going to be using that as a guide, and I think they came up like V shapes. I can't remember how many lashes she had, but I think if you just do as many as you want, and make sure you keep them quite long, just stick to the V shapes. Now I think the underneath was basically lash free, but just to make it look a tiny bit more wearable, only a tiny bit, just gonna do tiny little lashes. Now onto the lips, just going to conceal them, because lips in this look are very small. I think just sort of highlight the big eyes. So I'm gonna just hopefully bring my lips in a little bit and sort of like have that, you know, sort of Clouds Know Me quite kind of look. Like, so just get it all concealed. Now I'm going to be using an Urban Decay lip liner, and the shade is in Gash. Now I'm going to start in the middle here and draw in, keep it quite quite pinpoint because she's a ragdoll, so you want to keep your lips quite precise. And because the lips are going to be quite dark, so you want to have a nice base. We're going to join in and stop there. Join down. And stop there. Next I'm going to take a dark matte lipstick, and this is a Revlon matte, and the shade is Wine Not. I'm just going to use this just to darken the lips. Next I'm just going to take my my white pencil just down the centre of my nose, just to sort of give the effect of a finer nose basically. Take it under there. Just blending it downwards. Now Sally had two significant scars on her face, or two or three I think. Basically she had one that went right across her mouth like that, so I don't know if that was one or two, and had one that came straight down on her right eye. So start up there. What I can remember, I think it came quite far outwards. And on the right eye it just came basically just cut across. Didn't quite touch the other scar. And then just apply some stitch lines. Now originally I was thinking about neating it, like adding a bit more colour to my skin when I first started this, but I think I was leaving it quite like sort of ashy and patchy. It kind of helps with a sort of deathly kind of look, if you like. Because I think if I add any more blues on my face I'm going to look like an Arvy. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to just leave I mean, you can go as white as you want, you can go as blue as you want, you can go as grey as you want. It doesn't matter, but I think, keeping it sort of patchy and quite sort of ashy kind of helps with sort of a deathly pallor. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching my tutorial, guys. Bye!